Hey guys, welcome to my vegetable garden. I thought today I'd go through and give you a bit of an update, and also this would serve as a little bit of a benchmark for me throughout the year so I can see how far we've come at the end of the year. And this is what we've got so far. Last year was a bit of a lost year for us because I was working on another house trying to get it sold before we could fully really get going on this property here. But I did have a little bit of vegetable garden going, as you can see by these little trellises here and these hoops over there. Those are for a cucumber trellis going over that way, and this is what I used for my tomato plants. But I've got a completely different plan this year. Let me show you. So last year I used these poles right here with a little bit of a turn bar of rebar going this direction as support for my tomato trellises, and I strung them up using the strings. As you can see, I still got some leftover roughage from those tomato plants, and you can see all the way over here that did okay. On these were actually already bent, which actually turned out to be kind of a neat thing. I just moved them inside and then had the rest of the trellis going this direction. This is just electrical conduit that you can get at any hardware store locally. And it's not hard to bend. I did those myself without too much difficulty a couple years ago when I was trying to make a little bit of a little hoop area over a vegetable garden. This other spot right here, I had some cucumbers get started, but we had rabbit issues and they never really got going too well. And I just used rebar down at the bottom, and these are just standard PVC pipes that are very, very easy to bend. Now over here you can see my compost bin set up. I've got the bins pretty full. I've got a rough bin on one end where I throw all the big stuff, and then just some miscellaneous things. And I'm needing to start transferring over from that bed to this bed, but that bed has actually been frozen because of our cold weather for a while. So I've got to move that kind of stuff here pretty soon, kind of start doing some changing with the bins and get them nice and rotated. Now the back of this garden area is just going to be shrub orchard type plants. And what do I mean by that? That's going to be stuff like blueberry bushes. Let's see, I've got some blueberry bushes right over here and there and there and there. So I've got 4 blueberry bushes right here. On the other side I've got them kind of in the same formation. One here, one there, and one there. Now one difficulty I've got with doing the exact same symmetrical configuration is this right here. I got some big flat rock pieces that are under the ground that are way too large for me to move around. So we're just going to have to work around those a bit. But in the fall I picked up a fig tree, a fig shrub, and a blackberry over there, and as you can see the deer have taken a nibble on that. And that brings me to the next issue that I'm going to have here, is I have got to get a fence up around this garden. Now this green post here, I've used these kind of posts in the past to put up a bit of a wire mesh fence around the garden. And that's kind of what I did last year, except it wasn't high enough. It was only about 3.5 to 4 feet tall at most in many places. The deer could just get right on through. Now I have started digging holes. You can see here they're pretty good size. It's about 18 inches or so square. That one is actually square, the other one is more rectangular. And I've got a whole stretch of these along the front area. And trust me, my back did not feel good after doing this, but the plan is basically I'm going to create a concrete footer that we're going to put a bit of a bracket into to hold up a 4x4 post. I've used 4x4 wooden posts in the past, and the problem is they always rot or they get bees getting into them. So I want to be able to have something that's fairly easy to replace if I need to. And if I've got them on a concrete base with a bracket, I can just unscrew them from that bracket and put in a new post when I need to do that. So my thought here with this pot, I've got a bunch of these. And so what I was thinking of doing is cutting this bottom out. So it's basically just a round shell, and plop this on top of some gravel down in the hole. And once I've got it in the hole like that, and I'll make sure that this is up to grade and slightly above grade. But when it's in that hole, it can then become the form that the concrete is going to go in. Then I'll just backfill around it with some of the leftover dirt from the hole that we dug. And that way it'll create a really nice concrete base for those posts and allow me to change it out if I ever need to. It's a good use for a product that I've already used a few times, and you know, when you need something like this, it's a little easier than maybe building yourself a concrete form. I could fill the whole hole with concrete, but I think that might be a little bit overkill for what I actually need. Now at the front of the vegetable garden, I'm going to have an arbor, and I'm basically going to duplicate one that I built many years ago at our previous house. I just really like the design of it, and I think it would fit in perfect right here as an entrance that would go right in that spot right there. That's going to have a central walkway going straight on down. It's going to be about 6 feet wide, so I can get pretty good access to the entire vegetable garden. The front of the garden will be somewhere about 42 feet wide, going from there to there, kind of this end over here to this end. And they're going to have posts at every 6 foot on center to give plenty of support for the fencing that we're going to put around it. It's mostly going to be wood, and it'll have some sort of a wire mesh inside of it to help prevent passage by animals, whether it be deer or rabbits. Rabbits are another concern that we've got because they will love to come in here and devour lots of the little easily accessible plants. So these 3 raised beds that you see right here are 3 of 4 beds that I put together this week. I didn't spend a single dime on actually building these. I used completely reused materials that were left over from the house build. These are 2x6 non-pressure treated pieces of lumber. And all the screws I actually saved from a swing set at our other house. And I just kept them in a bucket, and the ones that were reusable went perfect for here. They were a combination of 2.5 inch and 3 inch deck screws that were perfect to go into the corners. I also used some blocking here on this big one to make sure that these 2 pieces stayed together really nicely. But you don't have to spend a lot of money to make a raised bed. You don't even have to have raised bed materials like this. You can just simply make a mounded raised bed and it will do just fine in a lot of cases. Now on this bigger one, I plan to use it for root vegetables like carrots to start off with, just because they have a longer taproot that we're going to be harvesting hopefully, and mostly because they need a really loose soil, so I can control that soil really well here. These shorter beds will be great for tomato or pepper plants, and there's going to be existing soil underneath them. So they are free to move their roots all the way through that existing soil, but in that top layer, they'll get some really good nutrition out of the soil that we put in. Now one problem that I'm going to have to fix is that this bed is fairly close to where I want it to be, the wooden bed. I want a 3-foot pathway between here and the fence. But I accidentally, or without having forethought, put this metal raised bed in. It's in about 5 feet from where the fence would be. So eventually I'm going to need to move that one inside 2 feet. So if you see what my overall garden layout is intended to be, I want to have a 4-foot by 8-foot bed there, and a 4-foot by 8-foot bed there, one more 4-foot by 8-foot bed there, and inside those are going to be 8-foot by 3-foot beds right here, and then another set right there. We'll have quite a bit here in this garden when you consider that this half is going to be duplicated on the other side of the main walkway. Not 100%, it's not going to be perfectly symmetrical, but for the most part the beds are going to be duplicated over there. And then we'll have a couple of horizontal beds over this way. I'm trying to capitalize on the amount of light that we actually have in this location, because this direction is east right there, and it goes straight over here where you see this persimmon tree right there. And that persimmon tree will give us a little bit of shade here in the back portion, but not a whole lot. This area is pretty much full sun 90% of the day. So these trellises are going to get moved. They're partially in the walkway that I want to have there, but also I want to move them to another spot so that they kind of fit in with the garden plan. Some of this area will probably end up just being in-ground beds, or maybe lasagna garden on top of the ground that's already existing and build it up. Just because I'm not going to get raised beds for each little area that I want right off the bat. I'm going to do it piecemeal, add on as I go, do a little bit here and a little bit there to make it a more manageable project in the long run. This may take, excuse the wind here, but this may take a couple years before it actually gets to where I want it to be, which is another reason why I'm wanting to make a little bit of a sort of a benchmark video here on where I'm starting from so I can see how far I can get. So we have a lot of wood chips that we can use here. We had a tremendous load of wood chips brought back in the fall, as you can see right over there. And that's going to end up being the walkway areas throughout this vegetable garden. Once those wood chips break down a little bit, we can toss them into the raised beds or throw them into the compost bin to further break down and just replenish the chips each year. Those will help keep moisture down in the soil and give us a nice walking area that we can come through the garden. Who knows, maybe eventually we'll change to something else like some pavers or things in the middle of the main walkway. But for right now, the wood chips are the plan. So there's an overview of where the vegetable garden is going to go this year for us. The first step is going to be to get that front fence area done with the arbor in the middle of it. The exterior of the fence is going to be a deer mesh fencing, at least to start off with. We'll gradually change that out as we have time to put in more posts and more fencing as we go. But we are fast approaching really the main part of the vegetable garden season. And so I want to make sure that we can grow this stuff here without waiting on the fence to happen. So we're going to get that temporary fence up to keep those deer out. But I hope you'll follow along. Hit the like button, subscribe if you found this interesting and you want to follow us along and see what we do. So I'm Dave with Growing the Home Garden. Thanks for watching.